Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we finally know about the new expansion for Hearts of Iron 4, and it is going to be called Götterdämmerung. That's right, a German name. Surprisingly not something of the something. We actually have a full-on German name, which means Twilight of the Gods. Why did they not go with Twilight of the Gods? That is a good question. But definitely, this name is more memorable, even though it may not naturally roll off the tongue. Götterdämmerung, get it in your brain. And will be officially released on the 14th of November. 14th of November. So just under 6 weeks from now. I'm going to say it. This is going to be the biggest expansion for Hearts of Iron 4. Why? This is the reason why. Historical Germany, German alternative history. We're going to get a full-blown rework to Germany. Yes, that's right. It's already been reworked, but we're going to be reworking it again. And I can guarantee you this one is going to be a more extensive focus tree for Germany. Listen, it's World War II. It all focuses around what Germany does. This is going to be absolutely huge. I don't have the stats, but I believe Germany is still the most played nation in Hearts of Iron 4. So a focus tree for that is going to make all the difference. What else is it going to have? It's going to have a focus tree for Austria. Doing Austria and Germany at the same time makes sense. Next up, surprise, we're going to have a Hungary rework. Because Austria and Austria-Hungary are kind of tied, working those together make kind of sense. Not only is Germany going to have the rework treatment, but so is Hungary. Raids. Doesn't make sense though, but we'll come back to that. Small features, we don't know about that yet until the dev diary comes out. Here's the massive shocker. Who thought you were going to see this one? The Congo is getting a focus tree. Probably that means the Congo will be independent from the start of the game. Probably a puppet of Belgium, but it will have a full-blown focus tree. Once again, Africa is getting some love. Been a long time, lads. Africa, more love. Performance and modding, pretty standard. Here we go. Special projects. A full-blown Manhattan project system built into Hearts of Iron 4. Basically the new big feature for the game. We've always talked about when are the super weapons coming, when are they going to rework rockets, jets, nukes. Well, this is it now. Special projects is going to be that new thing. So basically a rework of research. Think about that for a second. How long has it been since research has been looked at? Research has been the same way practically when it released in game. Sure, there's been new research, but the whole system hasn't been changed. Historical Germany. This excites me the most. Knowing the historical path for Germany, the path it naturally does, and being able to like tweak it and adjust it to form a more different Germany, even though based on going the historical path. Oh, that fascinates me. I've always been kind of a weird guy, but I don't really a big fan of alt history. I kind of like the light alt history where little changes can be made. I always think, oh, what if? How would that be any differently if that scenario happened? So less German Empire and German monarchy and more just, well, Hitler's Germany. How would it be different if different elements were different? Example, what if the German-Anglo alliance actually happened? A lot of people didn't know that. Germany was pursuing an alliance with Britain and trying to build as close relations with Britain as possible. Well, until it all fell apart. Anyway, German systems. So it looks like there's a mini feature built within the German focus tree. More than likely, some kind of balance of power. Don't get turned off, but they're probably going to have a built-in system with different ideologies inside of Germany that can factor in whether you go the historical German path, a light historical German path, or a completely alternative history path. And using German system is how they're going to be doing it. It's going to be interesting to see how it actually works in fruition. Belgium. Hey, listen, these all countries border each other. Belgium, Germany, Hungary, Austria. Not so much Congo, but Congo relates to Belgium, so it makes sense why all these nations are interlinked with this expansion. These are all European nations too, and I feel like you guys are more passionate about nations that were actually involved in World War II, and I feel more connected with those nations as well. For instance, the Scandinavian focus tree, that was cool, and the South American focus trees, once again, a lot of people were not interested in them, probably because they weren't that involved in World War II. A lot of people who were outside of South America couldn't relate to it. So the only people that were kind of mad for South America were people who were directly living there. But once again, we've got nations now that are intertwined with World War II. So this is going to be big. And they're all European nations. Alternative history Germany. Listen, I am not the big alt history fan. I know you guys are. And you guys have the ability to bring the Kaiser back. You're going to be hyped for that. What we're going to see here, we're going to see a German Empire, World War II, World War I borders. We're going to see Holy Roman Empire. Maybe some kind of Charlemagne alternate history. Listen, if we can have a bear ruling Poland, why can't we have Charlemagne's Germany? Come on. And then finally, art and achievements. So just to recap, the special project and raids are interlinked. The idea behind it is you work on a special project, let's just say, the Manhattan Project, but then a nation may be aware you're working on this special project, this doomsday weapon, but they might want to launch raids against you to delay this project or stop it completely. So think of like the rockets that Germany were working on and how there were many raids by commandos to try and eliminate these special projects or to delay them. So here we go. We've got the historical focus path for Germany, plus we have a host of new alternative historical paths as well, which I refer to as light alt history, and then the full-blown alt history paths included as well. It's been spoke about for a bajillion years, but when is going to be the German communist path? It looks like more than likely it's going to happen now. Austria is going to be interesting because the historical path is you get Anschluss, but is there a possibility you become a puppet of Germany and still exist during the war and may potentially get your independence back and then potentially fight against Germany? Or potentially you could get Anschluss by Germany and then potentially play as Germany. But how would that affect the overall game? Maybe it's better just to start as Germany in that circumstance. Kind of interesting. And if Germany was to attack you early on, a bit like Czechoslovakia, how easy would it be to defend? Ah, that's interesting. And plus, of course, Austria-Hungary with Hungary and Austria. And of course, that's going to be pretty straightforward. Curious to see with the Hungary focus tree, which in my personal opinion is probably one of the better focus trees, how they can build upon that and make it better. But definitely out of all the focus trees, that expansion, probably the least excited I am for is the Hungarian focus tree. But hey, I'm always here to be surprised. Probably because I'm already familiar with the history. I'm already familiar with the existing focus tree, which is better than the vanilla one. So it's interesting to see how they're going to develop that. But more than likely, the reason why Hungary and Austria are getting worked together is because they all have very similar overlapping paths, such as the Austria-Hungary path. It makes me wonder if both nations go down the same path, what will happen in that case? Will Austria take over? I don't know. And Belgium, the speed bump. It's going to kind of work similar to the Netherlands, isn't it? Because you're going to be like wanting to go into exile into Indonesia, but Belgium are going to exile into the Congo. But then the Congo doesn't have a lot of resources, so there's kind of less to work with in that circumstance. I like to see how they can make that differently so it doesn't just work like the Netherlands, like a Netherlands that's just south of it. South Netherlands, Belgium. Is that a nice thing to say or a bad thing to say? I don't know. In short, this also comes with an expansion pass. What you can do is purchase the expansion pass and you'll get access to 3 expansions that are on the way, plus a bunch of bonus content. So this is the bonus content you begin immediately, a bunch of models as well as an extra song. Then you've got access to the expansion on the 14th of November. Then an extra country pack, the Graveyard of Empires. What could that be? And also prototype vehicles, which is probably going to be similar to the Soviet Union models pack, which I personally thought was really, really good. They need to do more of these, so I'm kind of happy about this. So now there's going to be an incentive for you to purchase this expansion pass and get access to lots of extra content. Unbeatable value for your nation. Oh, look at the big bombers there as well, the jet bombers, and then this big massive tank here. Maybe a special project, maybe? So we can speculate what the special project's going to be. So we're going to have a Manhattan project. We're going to have rocketry. Maybe you combine those 2 special projects to have rockets on nukes, like a cruise missile. Potentially, there could be like the railway guns. They might take technology out of the existing research tree and then make it a special project. Because technically, a massive gun on the back of a railway is kind of a special one, but that was invented in World War I. So I don't know, maybe not. Then there does appear to be a massive tank here. This could be a special project, and probably the jets will be a special project as well. My only fear is that this is going to work similar to spies, where you do operations. There's got to be lots of percentage chances of certain things happening. I feel like it's only going to be fair if you allow special projects to eventually be researched, but can be delayed over time and not cancelled completely. I don't know, we would see. But I suppose if you discover the location of a special project and you can somehow paradrop on it, then potentially you could delay it indefinitely until they get the land back, I suppose. That's it, lads. Are you excited? Are you hyped? I am so hyped. Nations in Europe, Germany, the main character getting a rework. This is going to be the biggest expansion for Hearts of Iron 4. I am so unbelievably hyped, and I really hope you guys are too. Let's do this, guys. Keep it positive in the comments. If you don't think the DLC is worth your money, please don't buy it. But honestly, hand on heart, I think this is the big one. One final note, the Graveyard of Empires. Can we speculate what that's going to be? It's probably going to be National Focus Pack, isn't it? Specifically for the Middle East. So the Graveyard of Empires is usually referred to as Afghanistan. But then you've got Afghanistan, you've got Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia. Potentially, it's a bit of a reach, that one, though. And then you've got the releasables too, maybe like Pakistan or Syria or Kazakhstan, if you want to go a little bit northern, I suppose. Could go all the way east to Tibet or the British Raj as well, couldn't you? Potentially another rework scenario. I don't know. Speculate in the comments. Apart from that, lads, hope you have a good day. And if you want more content for the upcoming dev diaries that are coming, and I will be covering each one of these, please comment below. Goodbye.